All right, peace and blessings, everybody. Wednesday, January the 31st, the year 2018. It seems like the world's just going to absolute hell in a handbasket, man. My wife is filling me in with like these incidences that are going on all around us. I don't think it's any secret I live in Forney, Texas, right? It's kind of a small town. We got a high school, and there's a big sexual assault thing going on with the high school in our town. The best I can tell, I don't think all the facts are in, but you got like 5 guys holding someone down and sticking their fingers and pins up someone's rear end, and who knows what else they were doing. I mean, it's just insanity. I mean, I can't imagine what, you know, it appears to have been on the soccer team, and most of them were under 18. I think there was one 18-year-old, and anyway, I can't imagine, man. It's like, what would cause like guys on the soccer team to want to like hold somebody down and stick pins and fingers up somebody's butt? I mean,
investigators are now working to find out if other students were targeted. We're not naming the suspects because they're underage, but one of them, 18-year-old Jacob Fisher, is being charged as an adult. He was arraigned earlier today for sexual assault, which is a second-degree felony. His bond is set at $75,000.
Anyway, insanity. So not only that, but we got a Whataburger, robbery, and this is a Whataburger that I go to all the time. When my dad was alive, I tried to get my dad to eat right? I mean, Aaron and I tried to like feed him broccoli and spinach, and we really tried hard, but you know, he said he didn't like to eat leaves. He wasn't a rabbit, and so we never really got my dad to eat right when he was alive. And he always wanted Whataburger hamburger. I spent a lot of time going to this Whataburger and picking up burgers. And anyway, these two jokers decided they're going to rob the place. And, you know, they were caught on video, and it appears that they robbed the place. If you watch the video, they walk into the place and they got their guns out. And, man, they're just ordering everybody around like nobody's business. And I can't imagine, man, armed robbery. Was it worth it? I mean, they'll probably get, I hope they get a lot of years in prison, man. If you're actually going to pull out a gun and walk into a Whataburger and you're going to throw your future away for a few dollars in a cash register, I can't even begin to imagine how stupid you got to be. But so not only do we got the Forney high school soccer team like holding people down, sticking fingers and pins up somebody's butt. We got 2 black guys walking into the Whataburger, robbing the place at gunpoint. If you watch the video, they're pointing their guns around left and right like they're going to shoot somebody. And then I think I mentioned a few months ago, we had this armed invasion. In December of last year, there was some black dudes who went to a guy's house that's literally like a mile or maybe a mile and a half from my house. And they stole 2 of his cars and a bunch of cash out of his safe. And I don't think they've caught those guys. And so that was they pistol whipped him. I think they knocked him out, and they tied up his wife. And the victims, I believe, were black, and the people that did it were black. So then you have the people that robbed the Whataburger black, but the guy who's sticking fingers up somebody's butt is white. So anyway, they tied up the woman in the house, and they tied up the man, and they stole their cars and their money. And that was a home invasion. And then not only that, but Jeffrey Winehouse calls me today and said that his wife's cousin was murdered. Not only she was murdered, but her husband was murdered, and then the infant child was murdered. And this guy named Drew Atchison. And it reminds me of Ken Hovind's prosecutor, John David Roy Atchison, who was a pedophile and hung himself in prison. But this Drew Atchison stabbed to death Harley Million and Samara Kitts were murdered in their home. And then they had a little baby girl, and then he went back and he took the baby girl to the place where he had drugged the bodies after killing them via stabbing them. And then I guess he threw the baby with the parent's dead body and shot the baby. I mean, this guy has to be an absolute monster. I mean, I think if you're doing crystal meth or doing some kind of drugs, it opens the pathway to demons. And so you got hell, death, and destruction happening all around us. And I'll tell you what, not only does this like impress upon me to always be in touch with the Lord and to be, you know, it's called situational awareness, to know what's going on around me, but to always be close to my firearms. I mean, that Whataburger, I go in all the time. I live a mile and a half from the house that got home invasion, where he got pistol whipped and his wife tied up. And the Forney soccer team seems to be full of demons, you know. So, and you got this guy stabbing and murdering people, and that affected Valerie's cousin. So I'm sure she's got a funeral to go to now. And the world's just going to hell. The world needs Jesus Christ. The world needs to be taught biblical principles so that we can get everybody aligned with morals and ethics. But the further we get away from the Bible, the Lord said he would turn us over to a reprobate mind, and that's what's happening. But for those of us that have eyes to see and ears to hear, I pray you pay attention to what's going on, because, man, I tell you, this is all very, very close to home. Take care and God bless.